You know those things that we usually hear about studying abroad and think it is the best thing you could ever do. The things we read about studying abroad, some of them are just lies. On this channel, I share videos about fashion, entrepreneurship, and how to juggle all this with a full-time job. If you like the sound of that, please subscribe. Hello, welcome to my channel. How are you doing? If you are new, my name is Hilda Gloria. I am a fashion blogger and an entrepreneur, and I do share content about these two topics. If you'd like to join the family and receive notifications every time that I post a new video, go ahead and hit the red subscribe button down below and join the family. Now you can also follow me on my socials. I'm going to just put them down here on the screen for you to have a look. In today's video, I'm going to be getting a little bit personal and talking about my life studying abroad. Now, don't get me wrong, coming to Milan, Italy to study, I think, is one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life. But then when I got here, I did have lots of expectations, and the expectations had to meet reality, and it was really different. In this video, I'm going to share with you the things that you should know before making the decision or actually coming to study in Italy. Number one, the student visa. Now, it is written on their site that it is free. Yes, it is free. Nobody's going to charge you nothing for it, but it costs a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of requirements. First of all, they require you to have ridiculously a lot of money on your account. I was required to have at least £6,000 in my account, and I was only 23 years old. No, 24. I was only 24 years old then. Clearly, I hadn't worked in my life, and they did expect me to have that much money on my account. In my opinion, that's very unrealistic. Yes, I got the money on my account, but it wasn't mine. It was my parents' money, and once I got here, I had to send it back to them. So yes, these are the things that I'm talking about. They are not real, like they're very unrealistic and to me very unnecessary. They also require me to have like accommodation already booked and paid. And McHugh, they wanted me to pay for the school residences, and for the school residences I had to pay for the whole year. So before I actually got here, I had to pay 350 euros by 12 before I actually got on the plane to come here. In my opinion, that is unrealistic and unnecessary, because when I got here I actually realized that there's cheaper options for accommodation, because that 350 euros was a shared room. So yes, there are cheaper options, of course, but because I didn't know, I got here and it was a bit tricky. Now, once you get that visa and get on the plane, once you get here, you need to get a residence card. Now, that's another trouble, that's another headache, that's another list of unrealistic requirements needed. And it requires you a lot of going back and forth. The system doesn't really know what they want of you or what they want from you. There is a list on their website, but they rarely follow it, because once you get there, they're quick to ask you, get the signature of the town councillor, get the signature of the cat behind the building. They need lots of signatures, they need a lot of unrealistic things, and they stress you to get it. Usually you go back and forth. The system is very slow, very bureaucratic, and not very pleasant at all. So yes, if you thought coming to Italy, getting a visa would be really easy, you'd find your student resident visa ready. No, it is not ready. You have to stress to get the visa to the country and then get the visa to actually reside in the country. Next is I got admitted to an English school. I went to the Catholic University of Milan, and they did have courses in English, which I chose. And let me tell you, yes, the course material and everything is going to be in English, but you will need to learn the language. Not everybody here speaks or is very interested in speaking, for example, a second language like English. Nobody's going to have a chat or a joke in English. Like, everything will make sense if you understand some Italian. So get ready for that when you get here. Nobody's speaking French, even though they might know the language. Nobody's speaking English. English was spoken by my professors only during the lessons, and for some things they actually used to translate in Italian, or to drive a point home it would be in Italian, or if a student asked something in Italian, they would respond. And because I'm not an Italian speaker, of course I would miss out that bit, but everything was in English. The curriculum, the exams, everything was in English. In the classroom we spoke in English, but the students spoke to themselves in Italian. So yes, you will need to learn the language, even if your course is going to be in English or in a different language. Italian is a must, so come with that in mind. You have got to learn Italian. You've got to learn Italian to go to the supermarket, to go to the market, to go to the bars, to go to the parties, to have some friends, to be able to interact and kind of get integrated into the system. You will need Italian, so get ready to learn another language. Jobs. Whoever lied to me that getting jobs abroad was very easy should come to Italy and actually live in this country. Now, I did think that as a student I would be able to actually work part-time and earn a living, because I had read and I was aware that the cost of living is really high in Milan, and I thought I would maybe find a job and, you know, work part-time, because in my mind, living abroad, you could easily find a part-time job to work. No thank you, in Milan it is not like that. First of all, my course required me to be present at least 80% of the time, and by 80% of the time that meant the whole day from Monday to Wednesday. So I did have only Thursday and Friday if I could find a job. And also the student visa will not let you work full-time, and most jobs would require somebody who works full-time, so it gets really tricky. The student visa only allows you to work 20 hours a week, and you know, if there were opportunities, most of them wanted somebody who would be there full-time. So as a student, it is very tricky to get a job here, and if you got a job, most of them wouldn't want to give you a contract, because as a student you're not legally allowed to work full-time, even if your permit says that you can work 20 hours a week. Really tricky. Now, after graduation, I thought I would just walk from the graduation hall into a company and get a job because I had a degree. No, it took me 6 months to get a job. Can you imagine? I was living in Milan, doing lots of interviews, going to so many interviews and paying my bills and living, and I didn't get a job till then. Now, about the jobs, the contracts and everything, I'm not even going to get into the details of that, but just know getting a job after graduation is not as easy as you might think. So think about that when you come here. If you would like to go home and it's easier to get a job home, go. But then some of my friends got jobs right there and then, so it is different for everyone, but just don't think that you're going to get handed a job immediately after graduation. One other thing that you must know before you come to Milan, Italy, is that accommodation is ridiculously expensive, especially in the city centers or right around the universities. So yes, I would suggest that you come here for your visa requirement, book something like 3 months near the university so that they get the visa, so that they give you the visa quickly, or find and look for accommodation a little bit outside the city center or a little bit far away from the university. As long as you have got public means, with the metro, with the underground, you can easily reach so many places with buses, as long as there's public transport. But do not think about anywhere near the university or in the city center, as it is very, very expensive. So as a student, look at the geographical location of your university, look at the city center, and please do not book accommodation near there, because I was sharing a room in the university dorms, and that was 350 euros per month, and they needed me to pay for 1 full year in order to keep that place. And it didn't have it had the bills, it didn't have the food, and the insurance wasn't there. So I had to come here and pay for, like, there's like a town renting bill that you pay, town council bill, if you're renting and you don't own a house. So all these things nobody really tells you, but yes, you can know them free of charge on my channel. Go ahead and hit the red subscribe button so that you don't miss my next video. Number 5 is, when you come here on, for example, a scholarship, be very, very careful with the terms and conditions. Read them carefully, because you might have the heart attack of your life. Now, I came here on a partial scholarship, and I knew that very well. I knew I had to pay accommodation, I knew I had to pay my living bills, but it wasn't very clear how much aid I was supposed to get from the university, and I didn't really consider asking or inquiring about that. So I would suggest that you do ask how much of a scholarship you have, how much you need to pay the university, how much are you getting from the university in terms of funds, because when you're here you have no parents, you have no family, you have no other support. There's no government support for international students unless it is mentioned in your contract. So be very, very careful with the kind of scholarships that you get. Read carefully what you are entitled to. If you're not sure, you can always ask the university. They've got a lovely admissions office that deals with that, and they will be explaining everything to you. You will be shocked when you get here and they tell you you are living in the university residences, but you actually have to pay for them. So please be very careful with that, and that actually affects your visa process. So before you come to Milan as a student, make sure you know all these things. If you would like more info about videos like this, let me know in the comment section. And if you've studied abroad, please share your experience. How was it getting there? How was it getting integrated? How was it making friends? How was it getting around? And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.